Islam Makhachev versus Bobby Green takes place this weekend in the main event of UFC Fight Night Vegas 49, Makhachev versus Green, and I can't wait for this lightweight main event. It's a big one. It's not the main event we were all looking forward to for a very long time, Makhachev versus Dariush. However, this is a main event this weekend, and I'll be honest, some of the main events that we've had over the past however many months in the UFC have not been amazing, so at least Islam Makhachev is in the main event this weekend, and Bobby Green is in a main event this weekend as well. Those are two very, very fan favourite names right now. Islam Makhachev, of course, mainly down to how promising he looks to maybe be the next coming of Khabib Nurmagomedov in the lightweight division and maybe take over and have his own era and reign of the 155-pound throne. However, Bobby Green is a fan favourite for a different reason. He steps up, like in these situations, saves the day, always has entertaining fights on cards. Win or lose, he puts on a great show, and now he's stepping up to save the day, one weekend at a time. This weekend, by taking on Islam Makhachev. However, it's not the fight we really, really wanted to see. It's a great matchup, and in my opinion, I know this may be a hot take, Islam Makhachev shouldn't be an 8-1 favourite. I know it sounds crazy, but I think the odds makers, once again in an Islam Makhachev fight, are really not understanding that one good jab from Bobby Green can swell the eye closed of Islam Makhachev, or one good jab can break the nose of Islam Makhachev. This is MMA. No one should be an 8-1 favourite in any case whatsoever, yet they keep doing these things. And if Bobby Green wins this weekend, it might be just one of the most high-profile upsets in recent MMA history. I know people talk about Juliana Pena versus Amanda Nunes, but, you know, it's a little bit different quality, so there's always going to be a chance at an upset in those kind of matchups because of just how terrible Nunes is at a fundamental level. There's always going to be a chance that someone just is able to land the certain shots that they need to and take over in a fight and eventually get the win. But in men's MMA, upsets are really, really shocking. So I'm looking forward to see if Bobby Green can pull this one off and really have an amazing moment here against Islam Makhachev. I don't think he's going to, though. I'm picking Islam Makhachev to win. I think he's going to destroy Bobby Green, probably by third round rear naked choke. There may be some competitiveness early on, but I think eventually Bobby Green will succumb to the pressure of Islam Makhachev and the grappling of Islam Makhachev. I just saw a headline that Bobby Green made where he said something like, "No one's ever tried to fight him before. I'm going to go out there and try and fight him." And that's really easy to say, but there's a reason why no one has tried to fight him. Everyone is trying to fight Islam Makhachev. You know, like Bobby Green saying stuff like, this isn't going to be a wrestling match. This is going to be a fight. And Makhachev doesn't give you the choice of that. That's the problem. It's not like Dan Hooker said, you know what? I fancy a grappling match with Islam Makhachev. Makhachev marched across the cage, landed a decent shot, landed a great shot of a takedown, ended up on top and got the Kimura in the first round. It's not like all of these fighters that have lost to Makhachev in the past are just thinking, you know what, I really, really want to wrestle with him. Like, people are trying to actively avoid that part of the game. But Islam Makhachev is such a pressure-heavy guy when he needs to be, that he can enforce that grappling-heavy style on his opponents and make them fight that game. It's kind of the thing with grappling. You can't really force someone to fight in a striking fashion with you, unless that person kind of wants to do that in the first place, if they have the wrestling background and just choose not to use that wrestling. However, you can kind of force your grappling on your opponent. It's a lot more of a your choice kind of thing than striking is. Striking, you better have great takedown defense, then maybe you can like have people fight in your world in a matchup and win that way by using your striking. But grappling and wrestling, you can enforce it on your opponent. And that's what Makhachev does so well, even against grappling experts like Thiago Moises. He can enforce the grappling on a guy like that and submit him. And I just feel like Bobby Green, he's going to maybe have some moments of success where he lands a couple of decent shots and the crowd gets behind him if there's going to be a crowd, or people at home start cheering him on like, let's go Bobby Green, you just landed a 1-2, and then, oh, never mind. Makhachev's in on his legs. Makhachev's pushing him up against the cage. Makhachev is, there's a an inside trip from Mac. Oh, it's not looking. There's it. There's the rear naked choke. Oh, it's over. You know, I mean, I feel like that's kind of how this fight is going to play out. I think Makhachev's just going to wear him down round by round against the cage, hit him with some knees to the body, which he really likes to do. Something that also kind of really didn't tickle my fancy if I was a guy who would be picking Bobby Green. Is a headline that I saw him saying that he had to cut from 190 pounds. I think that's absolute bullshit, by the way. I think that's bullshit. But either way, the fact that he's talking about how tough of a weight cut he's got ahead of him is not a good sign, man. And it really annoys me that this is a title elimination bout, because there shouldn't be all this, oh, is he going to make weight for the title elimination bout that he took on 1 week's notice? Like, I don't want to justify, I don't want to try and sell Makhachev versus Gaethje or Makhachev versus Oliveira based on 2 back-to-back guys who fought him on a week's notice, because am I wrong or am I right here? There's almost a benefit in taking fights on short notice. It's just a built-in excuse. So although a lot of fighters get a lot of credit for stepping up and saving fights on short notice, I kind of feel like, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? You haven't had a full camp. No one's going to really shit on you that badly because they're already thankful that you've saved the card in the first place. So it's not like someone's even more heroic for stepping in on short notice. These fighters should be in shape year-round anyway, and Bobby Green just fought recently as well and had a great performance at UFC 271 against Nasrat Haqparast. Barely took any damage. I'm sure his hands must be a bit sore, but other than that, he didn't really take too much concussive damage or anything. So I feel like there's sort of like a built-in, no-pressure situation here for people that step in on short notice. So I don't even think that's like a bad thing for Bobby Green here. I just think in terms of like preparing for an opponent, you just fought Nasrat Haqparast. I'm assuming that Bobby Green didn't do a lot of grappling practice for his matchup against Nasrat Haqparast. And guess what? Dan Hooker was in the same situation. Didn't do much grappling practice. The only reason he really, I guess, took the Nasrat Haqparast fight is because he had no way of getting any grappling training in. So why not fight a striker that's going to keep it on the feet every single second of the fight? And Dan Hooker was even the one that was shooting takedowns in that fight himself. That's how uneager of a grappler Nasrat Haqparast is. So you've got Bobby Green, who just trained for a pure striker, turning around on a week's notice. Call it heroic. I call it putting yourself in a win-win situation. This is a no-lose situation for Bobby Green. He's not been preparing for it. He didn't have a full camp. He had to cut all this weight on short notice. Whereas Makhachev, all the pressure's on him. And maybe this is Bobby Green just trying to show that to Makhachev using the headlines by saying, look, none of the pressure's on me. It's all on Islam Makhachev to perform. But this is the same situation that we were in for the Dan Hooker fight. And Makhachev immediately took him down because he wasn't preparing for grappling, and immediately smashed him on the ground and got a Kimura. And I think he's going to do similar things to Bobby Green. But I'm going to say it takes him a little bit longer because Bobby Green has got the wrestling background built into him from his wrestling past as a child at school that Dan Hooker just doesn't have. So even if he hasn't prepared for it, he's still going to have the muscle memory to find the underhooks and balance on one leg where he needs to and find its way back up to his knees against a cage every now and again. So I don't think that he's going to get submitted early on. If Makhachev easily submits him in the first round, that would be a statement performance. But if he goes out there and does what I think he's going to do, it don't tell me much about where he stacks up against the top of the division because, again, win-win situation for Bobby Green here. Lose-lose for Islam Makhachev, essentially. Unless Makhachev will kick KOs Bobby Green in the first round or something like that. But I see Islam Makhachev going out there, getting the takedowns, because even though Bobby Green's got good takedown defense, Trinaldo got him down and pinned him down in positions against the cage, and that's important. I'll talk about that in a second. Just had him controlled against the cage, regardless if Bobby Green had stuffed a takedown and wasn't in like full mount on bottom and stuff like that, like wasn't being mounted, wasn't being like dominated from half guard on bottom, just having elbows rain down on him. Even still, he was able to be controlled. And that's what Islam Makhachev needs to do to him. Just control him against the cage, wear him down a little bit, make him feel that tough weight cut, I guess. But I feel like Makhachev equally has a bigger weight cut as well. But also, Bobby Green ain't cutting from 190 pounds. That's bullshit. Sorry, just going to point that one out. I like Bobby Green, but you aren't. And this is what I mean about Bobby Green trying to add things to sort of like excuse an inevitable loss, maybe. Like, you aren't 190 pounds. Like, Adesanya claims 190 pounds. Bobby Green, you are not 190 pounds. Adesanya's probably about 200, I would say, on the dot, around that area. Bobby Green, you are not 190 pounds. You just fought Nasrat Haqparast. I reckon Bobby Green's about 180 pounds. Doesn't want to do double weight cuts back-to-back that are going to be harsh. So wants it at 160 pounds. Either way, I think that benefits Makhachev. He's always a guy who struggles with weight. I mean, he's a Dagestani. They drain a lot of weight. So this is going to be a nice little break for him. But yeah, I think Makhachev's going to be able to control him, just like Clay Guida was, just like Francisco Trinaldo was able to. We got a bit of an older Bobby Green as well. And I feel like also when Bobby Green takes on a grappler in general that he knows is going to want to take him down, the quality of his stand-up is massively hindered. If you look at a lot of his matchups against strikers, he has fun out there. Against Ally Quinter, he's piecing him apart. Bing, bing, finishes him in the first round. Very good performance there against Nasrat. One of the better performances of his career. I believe he broke his previous significant strike record that he had in a 3-round fight against Nasrat Haqparast this late into his career. Had a great performance there because Nasrat wasn't shooting any takedowns. Then you compare that to the Guida, the Trinaldos, and the Moises fights. Regardless of the mixed results of those contests that arguably maybe could have gone to Bobby Green in a lot of cases anyway, he still was very hesitant on the feet, wasn't throwing good power shots whatsoever, was trying to almost cheat the system into a victory, which I think he did because I do believe he did outstrike and out-technically battle a guy like Thiago Moises, despite Moises getting a decision victory over him. But you could still see the stand-up was so hesitant and worried, and I feel like this is the same case when we went into the Justin Gaethje-Khabib fight. People are talking about leading up to it, oh, Gaethje's got the takedown defense, he's got a built-in wrestling experience from school, he's going to be able to stuff the takedowns, and then on the feet it's going to be a different story. But on the feet, you're still worrying about the takedowns. Even if you can stuff them, and you will stuff them, you need 100% of your attention to be on them coming at you in order to stuff them and stop yourself from ending up on bottom. And eventually, you saw it on Gaethje. He wilted on the feet. He did land some good shots in the first round on the feet. A couple of good leg kicks as well. But you could see it on Gaethje. I feel like he was exhausted 3 minutes in. Just mentally, oh, fuck, I can't even get a breath right now. I'm trying to load up. I'm trying to throw. I can't throw. He's shooting on my legs again. Is he going to shoot now? I'm hesitating. I don't want to throw this hook anymore. I feel like Bobby Green is going to get pushed against a cage. And when they're on the feet, he's going to be a bit more hesitant. I think a good move here from Islam Makhachev is going to be a body kick that he actually has quite a good one of. I've seen him throw a lot of body kicks in his bouts, threw a couple of good ones against Thiago Moises, and he's thrown a couple of them in and out of his career. He's got a really good body kick from range. I think that's a big thing for him to use here against Bobby Green. Whenever Bobby Green's going for his exchanges with the 1-2, I think Makhachev could maybe slide back, throw a body kick in there or something like that. Bobby Green's got a long torso. He's open for him, in my opinion. So if there's anything on the feet that you should watch out for from Islam Makhachev, I think is a body kick. But I reckon Islam Makhachev goes out there, pushes Bobby Green up against a cage whenever he gets his chance, or even lures Green in, so makes Green come forward and then sort of gets into a clinch and just turns it around now that they're against a cage. I think that'd be a good game plan from Islam Makhachev. Move backwards straight away. Wait for Bobby Green to do what he wants to do. Shoot, even if you fail the shot and end up in a clinch. Get your hands together. Turn him around. You've got the strength advantage, I would imagine anyway, because I believe Makhachev is going to be a lot stronger than Bobby Green here. And then turn him around, push him against a cage. You've just been training for Beneil Dariush for 8 weeks. I think he's going to have a solid chance here to get down Bobby Green, at least to his knees against a cage. I don't think he's going to be on top of Bobby Green on half guard, just pounding away or trying for an arm triangle or a Von Flue choke or anything like that. I reckon he's going to have Bobby Green down on his knees against a cage, kneeing the thigh of Bobby Green, kneeing the body of Bobby Green when he gets back up. Landing little punches, looking for wrist control, not really getting to any dominant position early on. Bobby Green may be landing a couple of decent shots on the feet that's going to do something to Makhachev. But other than that, I see Makhachev slowly wearing on him until we get to the 3rd round. Bobby Green's getting frustrated. He's like, well, if I don't take any chances, this is just going to happen to me for 5 rounds. I'd rather take my chance now in the 3rd than in the 5th when I'm exhausted from trying to deal with this pressure of the grappling. So he's going to take his chance, try and explode back to his feet. Makhachev puts the hooks in on the back and puts him out with a rear naked choke in round 3 is what my prediction's going to be. But we'll see how it goes. Bobby Green's got a chance. I hate predicting fights where the odds are so far apart because it kind of ruins the fun of it, because I'd like to be like, well, Bobby Green could do this and maybe this, but Bobby Green Not really a power puncher. Not really like a guy who's going to knock you out of nowhere on the feet. Like, maybe if this was a Michael Chandler stepping in on short notice. You know? Hey, Michael Chandler. Big power in the first round. Maybe you could catch Makhachev. Those are the matchups I'm interested in. But with this one, it's like Bobby Green, not much of a power puncher anyway. And when he fights grapplers that he knows want to take him down, he's so much less of a power puncher. He has so much less volume that I don't think he's going to be able to even output enough damage to really do anything to Makhachev. I'm praying for an upset because it would be funny. But at the same time, as much as it would be funny, I'm not. I kind of want Makhachev to win. It'd be kind of annoying if Bobby Green was now the new name at the top of the lightweight division. Oh, Oliveira's GOAT status rests in the balance of him beating Bobby Green. That would be annoying to me. But I actually don't mind Bobby Green's chances against a lot of top contenders. I know he lost to Poirier before, but I think he's actually got a decent chance against some of the other top guys in that division. But I just think Makhachev's going to beat him. And I do want Makhachev to win here. You know what I mean? Even though it'd be funny for him to lose, just for his fan base to just fucking melt down in tears for the next however many weeks and just justify why he lost. It was staph infection. Of course it was. Every bad Caucasus fighter's performance is down to staph infection. It was staph infection. That's why Zabit gassed out. Again, another fight in a row. Oh, just staph infection again, guys. No problem. You know what I mean? I'd love to see the justifications, but I want Makhachev to win. I want Makhachev, the name that he is, the resume that he's built up, to finally get towards the title shot and have like a big high stakes fight with two potential GOATs. Maybe if Oliveira beats Gaethje, and then we could do Oliveira versus Makhachev. That would be great for me. That would be a really good outcome. That's what I want to happen in the lightweight division. Plus, I think Makhachev wins. Third round, rear naked. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Click that button up there. Toodle pip. I'll see you later. Goodbye.